Going to return to our top story, the forced mass starvation of Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. Sam Rose is Acting Director of UNRWA Affairs in Gaza. He's joining us from Oxford in the UK. Thank you very much indeed for being with us. What are people telling you about what's happening in Gaza?
People are telling me, this is my staff, this is communities that I speak to, the situation is more dire than it has ever been, and that it's getting worse by the hour, by the day. The deprivation, the hunger, the exhaustion, the bombardment, the stress that people are under is on a level that we've not seen through more than 20 months of absolutely brutal conflict. And it will be worse tomorrow if the situation doesn't change in relation to the bombardments and the supply of aid and fuel.
One of the significant elements of this is, of course, that not just Palestinians in Gaza are being affected by this. The people who are trying to help them are also being impacted as well. How are your staff coping in Gaza?
They are carrying on because they have no choice. We have 12,000 staff. UNRWA has 12,000 staff working in Gaza. These are teachers, nurses, doctors, sanitation laborers. They have not stopped for a single day throughout this conflict at massive risk to themselves. Many of the staff that I spoke to earlier in this week had yet again been displaced as a result of the evacuation orders in central Gaza, but were then going back to work, and all of them are hungry. People are going for days without proper meals. Their children are not eating. We're seeing these horrific images that we warned about on social media. We have staff who are fainting, who are collapsing, who are really at their wits' end. What they are being asked to do is beyond what anyone should have to do. It's unacceptable and it's unforgivable that this continues, and the world knows about it.
Obviously, for months we've been reporting on the fact that Israel is blocking aid from getting into Gaza, particularly medicine, fuel, limited amounts of food and so on. The whole point of UNRWA is to give support to Palestinians. How do images and stories that you're hearing from Gaza make you feel when your purpose is to give that support and you're being blocked from doing so?
They make me feel sick to the stomach. They make me feel deep regret, deep anger, deep upset at the conditions that my colleagues are facing, the fact that they continue to serve, and the debt of gratitude that the world owes them for this. They continue to serve without complaint. But it's the harrowing, shocking images and stories that we see every day, the testimonies of what people are having to put up with. It chills me to the bone for today and also for tomorrow, both in relation to what people are growing up within, the extent of the trauma, the scale of the trauma that they will have to process at some point, and what this means for the world looking on, not just for Israel. It's clearly not in Israel's interest to be doing this, but for the rest of the world that speaks out rhetorically saying that they stand behind Palestinians. What are they doing to save the children who are dying as we speak? So it fills me with horror and deep anger and upset.
Obviously, the backdrop to all of this are the negotiations that are going on to try to find some sort of route towards a ceasefire. That there is speculation that there may be some sort of a movement towards an agreement, but very little more than that. From the point of view of supplying aid to the Palestinians in the situation that's currently existing in Gaza, even if there was a ceasefire tomorrow, what is your assessment of what would the immediate future would hold for the people of Gaza in terms of just trying to get more aid to them and the way that they would respond to try to get Gaza back towards some sort of, an inverted commas, and I do use the word advisedly, normality?
Yeah, look, our ability to respond to the immediate needs, to stop an already very catastrophic situation getting far worse, depends on what we are allowed to do, what we are permitted to do by the Israeli authorities and the mediators who are negotiating the ceasefire. We showed as the humanitarian community, the UN-led aid effort was able to feed the entire population safely and with dignity within a matter of days following the start of the last ceasefire. UNRWA, we provided 75 million meals within 10 days. We reached 1 million people within 4 days. We restored access to primary healthcare for over 10% of the population. Our ability to do that depends on what we are permitted to do by the Israeli authorities, who continue to control all aspects of life inside Gaza. We are ready, we are able, we have the staff, the resources, the networks, the community trust to do it. If we're able and allowed to do our job, we can bring the population back from the brink of famine. But I fear that that may already be too late. And the negotiations are going on. We long hope for a ceasefire, but the population of Gaza, the children, the women, the elderly who are starving every single day, they do not have minutes to wait. They do not have days to wait. This needs to happen now.
Sam Rose is Acting Director of UNRWA, and we appreciate you being with us. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.